It's a very strange thing to watch a monster that can turn you into a monster too.
Hey, baby.
There's this perverse thrill in seeing someone corrupted and defiled in a way that's uncomfortable and unbeatable. Often, that idea is the central and most compelling thing about works that include it.
I don't need no saving.
Yes. Yes, you do. You all do.
Stories like this ask us to imagine losing agency and identity. Not just dying, but becoming someone else with your memories and body. Sinners reminded me how sad these sorts of transformations are, and it reminded me of when I first fell in love with this sort of monster, back when I read Marvel Zombies as a kid. Marvel Zombies, as a zombie and superhero story, has a uniqueness and a connection to a different type of genre than Sinners does. And it's a much simpler story. There are no deep themes here. Conceived by Mark Millar, but expanded by Robert Kirkman, writer of The Walking Dead, Marvel Zombies is a pretty straightforward concept. A zombie plague turns Earth's heroes into cannibalistic monsters, and with their new power, they are able to quickly infect every superpowered character in the world, and eat every human being on Earth within a single day. A lot of the comic takes place after the Earth is picked clean, leaving only the monsters behind. But the stuff that takes place during the outbreak are the most dread-inducing and horrifying to read. Part of that is the association we have with this type of story in our minds. Usually we would expect heroism, success. As a rule, that's what we get when we crack open a Marvel comic with Spider-Man in it. But this story is more than bleak. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And it knows how much it hurts. Like, that's Reed and Sue Richards cradling the corpses of their children who have just been eaten alive. A hopeless, violent, saddening thing to watch happen to characters you trust. Each bite sinking your heart deeper. Another character gone forever. But the linchpin of it all is the type of monsters these are. That old idea that those who have turned are the same people they were. It feels like a deep betrayal. It's confounding. They are the same, that is Spider-Man, but he's a monster. An actual monster. It's not a normal zombie story where you would be dead, your body puppeteered by some other thing in your place. It's worse than that. Reed Richards turns the Fantastic Four himself in a bout of insanity. And watching that irreversible decision take place, it's just awful. Maybe I'm being a baby about it, I don't know. I first read this when I was like 10, but if it fucked you up too, let me know. It's so incurable and permanent. I always just found it really sad. Your heroes are not just evil, not just darkened, but revolting creatures, debased almost beyond recognition. It'll make you sick. Sinners does something similar, and its monsters are captivating for similar reasons, albeit with a seductive quality that replaces the disgust that Marvel Zombies evokes.
It's not what it looks like.
I'm not comparing the two on artistic grounds. Sinners is a movie about racism and assimilation and some really interesting characters, and it's a really good movie. Marvel Zombies is about, what if Spider-Man was a zombie? But I'm not doing a deep dive on the themes of Sinners here. I just want to talk about how the movie's plot uses these monsters and how they make you feel. The vampires of Sinners evoke a corruption of the soul. That you look the same, but something in you has disappeared.
The soul gets stuck in the body. Can't rejoin the ancestors. Cursed to live here with all this hate. Can't even feel the warmth of a sunrise.
And once they're bitten, that's it. They're gone forever.
The best thing we can do for him is free his spirit from this curse. They gotta be killed one by one.
How the hell do we do that?
What I love about the onset of the vampire plot in Sinners is that the movie pretends to be something else before the corruption asserts itself. We have a story about two twin brothers trying to start a juke joint in Mississippi, which I'm saying juke joint as if I knew what that was before I watched this movie, but it's a safe social space for black people to hang out that was popular during segregation, and it's where blues and rock and roll really became a huge thing.
Blues wasn't forced on us like that religion. No, sir.
We brought this with us from home.
The plot is a racial story about persevering against a hostile America, with the KKK being set up as its major villains. It feels like the movie actually thinks that what it's introduced is all it's going to be. Like it has no idea it's going to be corrupted. Like it itself is going to be turned. The musical scene that summons the monsters is one of the most beautiful and engaging scenes I've seen in any movie. A performance across all generations of culture, transcending through the spirituality of time.
Somebody take me in your eyes.
But that beautiful supernatural quality turns into dread when you see the vampires are so hypnotized by the song. Because you know our main characters aren't prepared for the story that they're actually in. The one they think they're in is about to fall away, as friends become bitter, murderous things that wear their faces and have their voices. We see characters that don't quite understand the danger that they're in yet, and seeing them go from members of the old plotline of the movie to the demonic architects of its new direction makes you wince. It's heartbreaking.
He's killing him.
Oh, you talking about that? I don't worry about cornbread. You're just a little hungry, that's all. Let's go.
I love the turning of Mary. They introduce us fully to her as a person, give her a compelling backstory and connection to our main characters.
You know I waited for you.
Shit, well, I don't know how in the hell you gonna do that.
Because you told me you loved me.
She wants acceptance into this community.
Got you a rich white husband. Got you a phone. Now go home to it.
I ain't asked for none of that.
Oh, that shit was your idea. I didn't want no white man. I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be with you.
And it feels like she would have gotten it, but again, that's not the story we're watching. We get just enough of her to make it hit hard when she steps outside. It takes her too long to pick up on the danger, and we know it's already too late.
Ooh.
I'm gonna head back now, and I think y'all should too.
We don't actually see the turning happen, just a small flight in the background. It just goes to show how easy it is to claim you. And you can see in the way she moves, in the way she speaks, that the character we had gotten to know is gone.
So you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal this pussy for a night.
There's a real feeling of defeat in watching the darkness spread. You know it isn't going to stop, that it's just going to get worse and worse. That classic vampire quality that they can't enter without being invited is also a highlight for me here.
Now, we is one people, and we shouldn't go in barging into other folks' places uninvited, so...
Since in the darkness of night, there's this implication that inside is the last refuge left on Earth. That the world outside these walls is dominated by these things, and that expansiveness communicates that it's only a matter of time. That inevitability plays into their seductive nature. Vampires have this alluring quality. You can't help but wonder what it would be like to be turned, but you're begging it doesn't happen.
And I want you to let us in there. Or we gonna go to the grocery store. We gonna pay little Lisa a visit.
No, don't you fucking dare!
That's part of the horror of the concept. That you can see it's making people into monsters, but some gross part of you wonders, maybe it's not worth the fight.
After we kill y'all, we're gonna have heaven right here on Earth.
After all, there's no way we can win. And that's why, as the movie takes a more action-focused tack, it starts to lose me. The panic of trying to keep them out gave them a real intensity. But having them just stake a bunch of the vampires until they conveniently forget that the rising sun is gonna kill them... robs them of their power. It makes them feel so easy, so beatable. And unfortunately, once the vampire plot wraps up, the previous plot reasserts itself. We get a shootout with racists. Which I just couldn't bring myself to care about anymore. The first thing Remick does in the movie is turn the two clan members. It makes it feel like they don't matter, and we're gonna get something better.
Is all better now?
Hey, baby.
So you can't now take me back to the fake-out story. It's way too late for that. I don't want to see that. I can't be absorbed by it anymore. I also think Sinners betrays its monsters a bit, with scenes like this one.
I love you.
No! No! Let's go! Let's go! Come on!
Which communicate that the vampires earnestly want to turn the others so they can all hang out and be immortal.
This is the way. Together. Forever.
I'm sorry, but are they unnatural monsters or not?
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
Are they under this guy's thrall or not? Are they the same people that they were or not?
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you goddamn something, nigga. The stack I know ain't fellowshipping with no goddamn devil.
Because if they are, the whole concept is fucked up. I guess the tragedy of their transformation lies in their deaths, but there was an implication that they also lost their humanity. And that's why I find this final scene, while moving, really disappointing. Stack and Mary appear to Sammy near the end of his life, saying hello, reminiscing, and listening to a song before they leave. By having them show a more benevolent side, one that's happy, compassionate, and in touch with their roots, it neuters them. The corruption makes you a monster. That's the idea. And as I said, some part of you might want it a bit. That's part of the horror. But if you can just indulge in some modern fashion trends, hang out, go to concerts, live forever in infinite youth, if you aren't driven to kill or corrupt others, is there any reason not to want that? If you're still you, then what's so evil about it? I don't think it's as engaging that way. It breaks the compelling force that drew me into the film. It breaks the fight that dominated the story. It breaks their status as monsters. Marvel Zombies is in no way better than Sinners, but there is power in how unashamedly inhuman its monsters are. Sinners obviously shouldn't go that far, but I did find the darkness of its monsters pretty magnetic, and I wish it leaned into that all the way through to the end, and made Surrender feel more repellent, because when it's indulging in that feeling, its vampires are at their best. I mean, don't you wonder what it would be like to be turned? That it would be you, but also not? That it spreads, consumes, corrupts, and destroys, but some part of you can't help but find it all just repulsively thrilling. They want you to be one of them, and you're not going to be able to stop it.
Together. Forever. What's it gonna be?
No.
Close the door.
No, man.